Okay, this video is going to show you how to use subtotals and how to add data validation. In order to use subtotals, you will need to highlight your data. Make sure when you highlight it that you include the column headings. And then you go up here to the Data tab and you choose Subtotal. Now mine is going to already be filled out exactly what I want, but these are the things that you need to change. I want the subtotals to show a break at each level of week. So ultimately what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to see all of week 1, all of week 2, and all of week 3 summed up. I do want it to be the sum function, but notice I have choices of count, average, max, min, or product. And then what do I want it to sum? Well, I want it to sum sales. So that's why the check mark is at sales. All of these are good. I can replace current subtotals, and I do want the summary below the data. So I'm going to hit OK. All right, now if it has to show at a certain level, I can hit the minus sign, and now I see level 1. I can hit these minus signs to be able to see level 2. So I can see my 1 week total, my 2 week total, 3 week total, and grand total, plus everything. Okay, that's how you use subtotals. Next, I'm going to show you data validation. So data validation is typically used to eliminate data entry errors. So I want to make sure that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are always spelled right and somebody doesn't accidentally put in a Saturday or a Sunday. So I'm going to highlight the cells that I want to add that data validation to, which is C9 through C25. And then I'll go up here to data validation. I'm on the data tab, notice, hit data validation again, and now I have the data validation dialog box. I want to, in this case, allow a list. So it's not a number. Sometimes in your exercises you guys had between certain dates, or you don't want a number greater than something. In this particular case though, it is a list. Now, if I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday already typed out someplace, I could go and I could grab those cells by simply clicking here and maybe saying, this is my list. But I actually don't have that typed anywhere. So in order to enter it in, I just start typing in my text box here, and I separate each item in my list by a comma. And this is where you've got to make sure that you spell everything correctly and you don't make any typos. Whoops, don't want that. Okay, once you have it done, you hit OK. Alright, to make sure that it worked, you should go over and you should check it. I'm going to put my cursor in cell C9 and look at the drop down box and make sure they're all there. I always like to check a couple of them. Okay, sure enough, it's there in C17 as well. So that's how you just add the data validation. Now, the next one is asking you to put an input and error message in your data validation. So this is like, what if somebody comes in and does accidentally put Saturday? We want you to customize what this message would say to help the user, because sometimes when it says the value entered is not valid, that's not enough help. So we want you to put a message there that might help someone. So I'll cancel this. And in order to do this, it's also done at the data validation button. So you go to data, data validation again. And that's where you click on the input message and the error alert. So the input message, I'll title it maybe weekday. And then I might put select a weekday between Monday through Friday, period. And my error alert, again, I'm going to title it weekday because that makes sense. And my error message says only weekdays are allowed for data entry. Check spelling or day of the week. And say OK. Alright, so here's the input message, and now I'll try to type in, and maybe this time I would type in just MON, Only weekdays that are allowed for data entry, check spelling, or day of the week. So I might check my spelling. I go, well, Monday's an actual day of the week, but then I know maybe it's looking for a period or their full name or whatever. So I'll retry and I'll do Saturday. You get the same message. Retry, and now I'll type it correctly, and I'm good. Okay? So again, all of those data validation, input, error message, that's all under the data tab, data validation again, and it's these 3 tabs will help you. Okay, good luck.